Welcome back, and in this segment we will be talking about an important cultural event. It's the Indian Film Festival, which will kick off on the 27th of October, which is today. And actually it has two dates. We have from the 27th of October till the 2nd of November here in Cairo, and then after that it will be held also in Alexandria from the 5th up to the 11th of November, and it's very festive. It has a variety of Indian films with some of our most beloved stars like Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, and many others. And I'm happy to have with me in the studio His Excellency, the Indian Ambassador to Egypt, His Excellency Ambassador Sanjay Bhattacharya, to shed more light and to tell us more about that important film festival, also to tell us more about the current and most important events taking place here and being organized by the Indian Embassy and of course the Indian Cultural Center, the Maulana Azad Cultural Center. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Well, definitely the Maulana Azad Center is very, very active in Egypt, and every now and then we have many different interesting activities taking place. So let's talk more about this film festival.
Thank you. The film festival is something that we wanted to bring to Egypt because I have seen the love that people of Egypt have for Indian films, but unfortunately they watch it only on TV, on the small screen. And so there has been a very conscious attempt to try and bring it to the big screen, because I think films should be seen on the big screen. And you would recall that a few weeks back, in fact 4 weeks back, we had the release of a Shah Rukh Khan movie, Jab Harry Met Sejal, which is a takeoff on When Harry Met Sally. And it's been running for 4 weeks continuously. It had started in 13 different movies, and it's now still going on after 4 weeks in 6 different theaters. So to build up on that, we thought we would try and showcase some of the Indian movies that the people of Egypt are familiar with and some of the new ones. So what we did was we selected 7 movies. 3 of them are old classics, movies that most of your parents would know about. Things like Sangam and Mother India and Mera Naam Joker, which almost every elderly Egyptian has seen. So we wanted to revive that tradition, and with that we brought 4 other relatively contemporary movies, including movies by Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh, and also by another star called Ajay Devgan. And it also has a variety of, in the leading female stars. So it's a good mix of current Bollywood and classic Bollywood.
Now, for the film itself, the festival, will there be symposiums and seminars about some of the films on the sidelines of the film festival, Your Excellency?
Well, you know, most Indian movies are very long. And since we are doing this as a festival of just some of the classics and the contemporary ones, we're just doing the screening.
Yes.
As you probably know, we have in Makik, our culture center, a film club. And twice every month, we have a screening of an Indian film. Not all of them are in Hindi from Bollywood, but also from other parts of the country. Because, as you know, we produce about 1,000 films in Bollywood, and we produce another 1,000 in the other rest of India. So we do that, and every fortnight when we have these screenings, we actually have a discussion panel with the movie. But this one, which is going to be at the Hanagar Cinema starting tonight, and then in Alexandria, is just the movie. So we want people to just go and enjoy watching a movie as if they were going to.
It's still going to be great.
I think it should be
fantastic.
Because we love
the Indian films.
We are looking forward to the inaugural today. We are starting with a beautiful film called Devdas. Interestingly, the story was written by Rabindranath Tagore, and it was then converted into a film. And what we will see in this is an amazing spectacle of traditional Bengali life. That's where I come from. Yes. And it's got Shah Rukh and Aishwarya and Rani Mukherjee. So 3 very, very powerful actors. And we're very delighted that we are collaborating with the Ministry of Culture in this entire exhibition. So the Cultural Development Fund is actually a co-host for us for this event. And this evening's event will have Rania Farid Shauki coming as our chief guest. She is a remarkable actress herself, and of course her father is a legend in Egyptian cinema.
Well, of course, when it comes to drama in general and arts, as you mentioned, it is one of the best tools to bring nations together. And I think if you want to know anything about a lifestyle or culture of any country, just by watching some of its movies, I think this will give you a general idea. I don't know how far you agree with me.
I agree. I think that's so true because the movies depict the social scenario. It talks about love and romance. It talks about, the mysteries. And it gives you an opportunity to visit the country. What we have found is that in addition to the Indian cinema, we are having a growing presence of Indian TV serials coming into Egypt, as they are in many other parts of the world. And we have taken a very conscious decision to encourage these and to have them dubbed appropriately. Earlier, the dubbing was being done outside Egypt. So for all the TV serials, we're now the dubbing inside Egypt itself.
Yes.
And we have recently concluded an arrangement with the state TV for the loan of 6 of our serials, which will soon be shown on Egyptian national TV, so that more people have the opportunity to share a bit of India with them.
Yes. Now, actually, Your Excellency, the Indian Embassy has always a lot of activities to offer, and especially on the cultural side through the Maulana Azad Cultural Center. So what's new on the agenda, Your Excellency?
Well, we also have started, just began the Glimpses of India painting competition. As you know, this is an annual feature. We've been doing it for 23 years now, and this year, last year, as you know, we went out of Cairo to 6 different cities outside. Yes. This year, it's going to be Cairo. We've done it in Cairo on the 24th and 25th. We worked with the Ministry of Education in this. We had an overwhelming response in Cairo. There were over 7,000 school children who took part. We had 7 different centers across the 2 days. Yes. And we were very, very excited because the numbers are much more than last year. But what we've done this year, in addition to Cairo, is that we're going out to 14 different cities in Egypt. So we are going from Aswan down south to the New Valley, Minya, Beni Suef, Port Said, Alexandria, Red Sea, Mansoura, Munafaya, Sharkia, Fayum, Ismailia, Kalubea, and even as far as Marsa Matruh. And these 14 cities will be doing it on the 30th. We've been in touch with all these cities, and everything is set up. My colleagues from the embassy will be going across to conduct this particular event. And I think when we get together with the children, it brings a certain new sense of energy. This time, when I went around, as you know, we have the painting competition at India House itself. And at India House and then at the Al-Azhar Park, we saw remarkable spectacles of innovative designs, new images coming up. It was a tremendous experience of what the children see India as and how they want to see this relationship go forward.
So talking about the schools, as you mentioned, for example, and is it taking place in schools, different schools, or you have other events within the framework of the same event, for example, as you mentioned in the Indian House, when it comes to painting? Tell us more about the schools themselves. And I know that you are talking about private and public schools, right?
Yes. So we have another contact point with the schools. What we do is twice a month again, we invite the primary school children to come and visit us at Makik. And they spend an entire morning in Makik. What we do is we show them a short film on India. We have a PowerPoint presentation in which we showcase some of the highlights, because we are a very diverse country. And in this diversity, there is a certain unique unity that comes about. So we show them about, the people of India, the religions, the flowers, the wildlife, the tourist scenes. And then we run through with them a short course on yoga. So they practice some yoga. They learn a little bit of Hindi. They also learn how to write their names in Hindi. And we then they play a short game, an Indian game called Kho. So we show them a short video clip, and then they play Kho for a short while. And then we take them to the library, where we spread out for them picture books, other encyclopedia on India, comics. They love the animation comics. And they can also get on to the video and watch some of the video clips in India. Yes. And then we have a small snack for them. They have some Indian samosas, and then they go back. But we find this, the 3 hours that they spend with us is a hugely beneficial contact for us, because I think we are making direct contact with these beautiful, wonderful children of Egypt.
Actually, we have some of the photographs of the painting competition on the screen, and it was behind us as well. And it's quite interesting because I see that also you've met with some children with special needs as well. So how was it, the experience dealing with special need kids? What were the reactions when they met you, Your Excellency? I see a picture of them with Her Excellency Mrs. Ranu behind us.
Yes, Ranu, my wife, and I are particularly keen that we should have all the children. Ranu and I believe that the so-called special needs children are simply special. And the need is on our side to understand them. We have always found that these children are actually remarkably gifted. Their imagination is vivid. The kind of art that they make is enormous in terms of their ability to express themselves. I have seen, for instance, blind students who have used Braille to do a painting. And I've seen how this has evolved. I remember the first year, 3 years ago, when we had this, they were using a carbon paper to color it. This year, many of them were using a color wash. So they had different colors on the same Braille painting. The second technique that some of these children have been using, and they come up with absolutely beautiful images, is they use plasticine, like plastic clay of different colors. So they work with the teacher, they call out a color, and then the teacher hands them that colored plasticine, and then they work out. And they do beautiful images of mountains, of animals, of birds, rivers. It is just magnificent. And the amount of love that we get from these children is something that Ranu and I truly cherish. We have them in our house, at India House, every year, and it is, I would say, the most delightful day of the year for us.
Talking about, because you were talking about also the culture in general and how you are giving more information to the children about India in general, because we're talking about different aspects as we can understand. So how did they receive it, and how did they receive, for example, the Indian movies, the Bollywood? Because usually these movies, I'm just talking about both of them, film festival and arts, because they are very much related, and the movies are very, very special. Usually in any other movie, you will find a movie about a romantic movie, a movie about revenge, action, but in an Indian Bollywood movie, you will find all in one movie. And this is something, it's very unique. I didn't see it elsewhere.
Yeah, I think the classic Bollywood movie is one in which you have the perfect combination of love and romance, of a little bit of action. There will be a bit of mystery. And the best thing is that it all ends very happily.
And dancing as
if
well.
it doesn't end happily, it is not Bollywood. Well, this is what they used to say. And I think that's a beautiful part of it, because in many ways, come to think of it, our lives are actually quite difficult, quite stressful, and we have to adjust with so many things. So when you go into a Bollywood movie, you let yourself into this dream-like world, which you would like to be in. And I think that's the most endearing quality about Bollywood, because for 3 long hours, you are in where you want to be. And I know that a lot of Egyptian films, of the past in particular, were exactly that. And there was this great commonality between Indian and Egyptian films. I think a lot of the people connect with that. What I've been also trying to do is to bring about a greater commercial and artistic connect between movie, because I think we are so similar in many ways that we need to get together. And I'm very happy that, we are now seeing Egyptian movies being shot in India. There's a movie called Love in Cairo, which has an Egyptian star, the actor, and the leading girl is from India. And it's being shot both in Egypt and in India. And they went to Bombay some time back, and I believe they sent me back a message saying that they've just shot their first movie song in India. So I'm really looking forward to it, because this should be very, very exciting. But we want more of this collaboration to happen. For instance, when we have the film festivals, this would be a perfect opportunity for bringing the 2 film cultures together.
Yes. Your Excellency, also the Maulana Azad Cultural Center has been busy with the Roundtables, and especially celebrating India at 70. And I understand that the most recent one was entitled Cultural Bonds in India-Egypt Relations. So would you tell us more about the most recent Roundtables, please?
We also feel that, we have to engage with more people and bring in an element of discussion. We have found in India that discussion often leads to a range of ideas. And then from within those ideas, policymakers, the governments, for instance, would be able to cull out and refine how to implement policies. Because at the end of the day, everything that we do is meant for the people of that country. So the round table is one such exercise, to have an exchange of ideas between India and Egypt. And in all cases, I've found that there is something that both sides have to share about their experiences, and something which they both learn. We have a range of issues that we have done this on. The next one, for instance, is going to be on renewable, which is going to be very early next week, in fact. So it's going to be on renewable energy, something that both India and Egypt would like to have in greater measure, because it's a cost-effective measure, it responds to the needs of climate change. We are going to have a group of experts from Egypt and an Indian expert who is coming in for this particular event. So through events like this, we stimulate a dialogue process between the 2 people. And I think that's what we need at the end of the day.
Yes.
And also about festivals. I mean, if we are talking about film festival, do we have children film festivals as well?
Yes. Festivals, of course, are something that we love to do in India. We have festivals like Holi and Diwali. In fact, we've just celebrated Diwali, and then Dussehra just before that. Indians love to enjoy themselves. They live with the nature around them. They live with the society, the family around them, and all that gives vent to this expression of happiness. We also love our friends and brothers and sisters in Egypt, and so that is why we bring our festivals across. The other important thing when we bring festivals across, particularly to a country like Egypt, is that we would wish to constantly update what are the developments that have taken place. So it's not just what the classical tradition is. That's very important. But there's a lot of contemporary development. So as you know, our flagship event is the India by the Nile Festival. We are deeply engaged in it right now, and it sounds very promising because we have blocked many of the stars and the shows. We are currently in the process of blocking space. So India by the Nile next year will be earlier, so it will be in March, and we will have, I think, if I'm not letting out a secret already, we are planning to do the first major fashion show over here, and we will have the leading fashion designer of India coming with his creations. He's extremely well known and popular in Europe and America, but this will be his first time in Egypt. On the classical music front, we are hoping to get Amjad Ali Khan, who is the greatest. He's a living legend. He plays an instrument called the sarod. He is to sarod like Ravi Shankar is to sitar. So he is really one of our greats. But we'll also have a mix of various other things. So we will have contemporary music, which we will take out to the youth, to the universities. We've always engaged with them, and a variety of other things which are still in the making.
Now, the embassy and the center collaborate with a variety of entities, including that of the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts. Now, actually, Gandhi is very, very, of course, he's popular all over the world. He's an important leader. But in particular in Egypt, there is this unique relation between Gandhi and Egypt. So would you tell us more about the cooperation with that center and also about the celebration, the annual celebration of Gandhi, please?
Yeah. So October is the month that Gandhi was born in. As you know, we have 3 national holidays. The birthday of Gandhi, who's the father of the nation, our Independence Day and our Republic Day. So Gandhi is really right there in the minds of all people in India, and in fact, many parts of the world as well, because the essence of Gandhi is something that transcends time and transcends boundaries. His message is eternal, because it's a message that is based on adherence to truth. And when you adhere to truth, you are non-violent. When you're non-violent, you have a culture and a belief in love. And I think that's what makes a society prosper and evolve and be dynamic. So Gandhi for us is very integral to our lives. This year we did a number of events related to Gandhi. We had collaborated with the Egyptian Caricature Society for an exhibition of the caricatures of Gandhi. We had 72 contributions from 24 different countries, and we put them together in a book, as we usually do. And we called it The Spirit of Gandhi, because the spirit of Gandhi never dies. And Farhad Goma, who is the head of the Caricature Society, had inaugurated that exhibition. We also held an online competition on Gandhi with contributions from very many, and we gave out the prizes. There were so many people who had all the answers correct that we had to have a lucky draw to win out, to pick out the winners. And then a few days back, we did a short skit on Gandhi, which was done through how Gandhi's message is not relevant only for a particular religion, but it is a message which is for all humanity. We've put it out on the YouTube video of the embassy, so you can see it's a beautiful one in which people of different faith interpret Gandhi, but at the end of the day, they find that they have actually discovered the same thing, which is the message of love.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Sanjay Bhattacharya, the Indian ambassador to Egypt, for this delightful and important interview. And hopefully, also we're very thankful for the Indian Film Festival, and hopefully we will be attending it as well and covering it. Thank you very much for this interview, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. I invite you all to come and view the Indian Film Festival at the Hanagar Cinema, starting tonight and on till the 2nd. And then those of you who are in Alexandria can view it from the 5th to the 11th of November at the Al Horea Center.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And now we will be going to a quick break, but we'll be back for more on Breakfast Show, so stay with us. Thank you, Your Excellency. Yeah.